रावणचारि जय राघमाधवा जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेष भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजाग्रे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं। श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं परमानन्दमाधवं। Hare Krishna. Welcome back to Bhagavad Gita study class, 5th chapter, Karma Yoga and Krishna Consciousness, and today's verses 22, 23, and 24.
22, 23.
And 24. So we'll read the verse 22 now. Yehi samspashaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate adyandavanda kaundeya nateshu ramade buddha. Yehi samspashaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate adyandavanda kaunteya nateshu ramade buddha. येहि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःख योनय एवते आद्यन्दवन्द कौन्तेया न तेषु रमते बुद्धा। रेणुका जी।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। येहि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःख योनय एवते अद्यन्तवन्तः कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुद्धः। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Right, Rekha Mataji can read.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। येहि संस्पर्शा भोगा दुःखयोनय एवते आद्यन्तवन्तः कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुद्धः। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु।
Hare Krishna. Right. Sigdamaji.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Hare
ओम
Krishna.
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। जेहि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःख जो नय एवते आद्यन्तवन्तः कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु।
Hare Krishna. Right. Okay, Vanamali. She's not there. Okay, Renuka Mataji, you can read the translation.
An intelligent person.
Okay, okay, right.
An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them.
Right.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you. Verse 23. Shaknoti haivaya sodhum praksharira vimokshna kama krodhol bhavam vegam sayukta sasukhi nara. Shaknoti haivaya sodhum praksharira vimokshna kama krodhol bhavam vegam sayukta sasukhi nara. Shaknoti haivaya sodham praksharira vimokshna Kama krodhol bhavam vegam sasukhi sayukta sasukhi nara. Right, Rekha Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Shaknoti eva yasodham praksharira vimokshanat kama krodha bhavam vegam sayuktaha sasukha naraha. Hare Krishna.
Kama krodhol bhavam vegam.
Kama krodho bhavam
Udbhavam vegam.
udbhavam vegam sayuktaha sasukhi naraha.
Right. Right, Sindhamaji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Saknati hai vajo sodhum praksarira vimokshana kamo krodhodbhavam vegam sajuktah sasukhi naraha. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Right. Renuka Mataji?
Shaknoti haiva yasodham praksharira vimochana kama krodha utpavam vegam sayuktaha sukhinaraha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Rekha Mataji can read the translation.
Before giving up this present body, if one is able to tolerate the urges of the material senses and check the forces of desire and anger, he is a yogi and he is happy in this world. Hare Krishna.
Right. Verse 24. Yuanda sugarandratma tada andar jyodireva evayam sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma budho digacchari. Yo andasugo andararalmas tada andar jyodirevayam sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma budho digacchari. Yo andasugo andararalmas tada andar jyodireva Sayogi Brahma Nirvanam Brahma Bodho Digacchati. Hare Krishna. Renuka Mataji.
Yo antasukho antara ramas
Andararamas.
tat antararamas tat antara tata antar jyotir evayaha sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhuto digacchati. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Right. Rekha Mataji.
Yo ananta sukho antararamas tatantara jyotirevayaha sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhuto adhigacchati. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, right. Snigdha Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु. जो अंतः सुख अंतः राम तथा अंतः ज्योतिरेव जः सयोगी ब्रह्म निर्वाणं ब्रह्म भूतोऽधिगच्छति. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
Read the translation also.
Yes. One whose happiness is within, who is active within, who rejoices within, and is illuminated within, is actually the perfect mystic. He is liberated in the Supreme, and ultimately he attains the Supreme. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chachurunmelidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthavidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagada Mahyam Dadadi Swapadandigam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapadagamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadhutam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalida Shivishagan Vidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagalpade Gopesha Gopiga Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Taptakanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarupescha Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiri Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavranta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Ye hi sanspashtaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate adyandavanda kaunteya nateshu ramade buddha. An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kundi, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. So the symptoms of person who is self-realized, who is enjoying the bliss of the Brahman, that is given, he is enjoying unending, unlimited happiness. Sugam Akshayam Ashnude. Is given as Brahma Yoga Yuktatma Sugam Akshayam Ashnude. He is always finding delight within inside. He is not all interested in outside objects or trying to find pleasure from outside sources. So for him, a piece of wood, a lump of grass, a lump of mud, or some pebbles, or gold coins, all the same thing. He, for him, everything is same. Whether it can be gold or lump of mud or some pebbles, for him it's of equal value only. He doesn't take pleasure in interacting with persons close to him, his friends, his well-wishers, his relatives, saintly persons, or his enemies, or trying to do him some harm. For him, everyone is equal. Sixth chapter is given detail. So he has reached such a state that is oblivious of material happiness and material pleasures. He's above that. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it says that Tasyeva hedo praideda kovida na labhyade brahmadam uparyada. Tasyeva hedo prayateda kovida. Kovida means one who is very learned. He is looking for something which is not available when you are going around all those lower, middle, and upper planets. The 14 planets are there, upper planets, middle planets and lower planets, totally 14. Suppose somebody is very interested in enjoying, he wants to enjoy which planet gives him more pressure. So he's going down all those planets, right from Padala up to Satyaloka, where Brahma is residing. Suppose the person who is interested in that is going down all these planets. A wise man will not look into it because he knows that on all these planets, everything is material. Abrahma bhuvana loge punaravartino Arjuna. Now all those planets, the cycle of BODD is always present. So he knows that whatever happiness he can find this, whether it is related to sense objects or even related to jnana also. Janaloga, there is a above Swaloga, heavenly planets, there are Maharloga, Janaloga, Brahmaloga, which are occupied by highly elevated souls. Even those planets where people are full of knowledge, when there also you cannot find the real bliss of happiness, which you can derive from your internal, from a Brahman Jyoti. He knows that in everywhere there is happiness and sorrow, whether it is in earth or middle alternate planets or heavenly planets, everywhere it's the same. Although from a material point of view, the grades of happiness may be higher or lower. Here we have some standard of happiness, residing big palaces, riding, luxury cars, wearing some very costly dresses, shoes, going abroad from seeking pleasures in other countries, going for excursions and all those things. So many ways of having gold ornaments, diamonds, jewelries, whatever such pleasures can give you, it will be multiplied to 100 times when you reach the higher planets. So the grades of material happiness may differ, but ultimately it is material happiness only. So in this verse, Krishna says that one who is very intelligent knows that they are sources of misery. The so-called happiness, which is sensory sense perception only, which is related to sense perception. Sense perceptions, material senses, what you perceive with your material senses, your eyes, your ears, nose, you're perceiving, gathering knowledge, and then trying to enjoy with your working senses. Was enjoying with the eyes also, enjoying with the ears. Everywhere you are enjoying with your material senses, and ultimately they are sources of misery only. Because basic reasons are because there is a beginning and there is an end. It is not eternal, it is never ending, it is not never ending. This pleasure which is not never ending. It's always beginning is there and there is an end always there. And there's an opposite and equal reaction for this happiness and pleasures. So these people, these intelligent persons, they do not relish such kind of happiness. They know the real happiness lies with Krishna only. Srila Prabhupada is quoting from Purana here. Ramante yogino anante satyanande chidatmani idi ramapadanesho param brahmadi bhuyade. Brahmadi abhidiyade. The mystics derive unlimited transcendental pleasures from the absolute truth, which is represented as Rama and Krishna. Rama means enjoyer. Rama is enjoyed. So this pleasure is derived only from Krishna only. Krishna is both a subject and object of pleasure. So one who is deriving happiness from Krishna and with the relation with Krishna will not look for outside. Like person who is having a Kohinoor diamond, he will not be interested in some, what do you call, glass blades or glass pebbles. For him, all of the diamonds like glass pebbles only. If you're having Kohinoor diamond with you. Same way, if you are deriving pleasure from Krishna consciousness, relationship with Krishna, reading about Krishna, talking about Krishna, discussing Krishna, thinking about Krishna, and Krishna and his associates, a relation with the associates, living in the company of devotees, holding programs, holding satsang, going for Sankirtan, Nagar Sankirtan, holding festivals, distributing prasadam, distributing books. This is Krishna conscious life. Amidst all this trauma of material world, we are actually insulated from this. Like we have seen this insulation tape. The virus inside insulation tape only. We are not affected. Many of the sannyasis of Krishna consciousness, Maharajas, sometimes they undergo severe bodily sufferings. But for them, it doesn't matter. Just now, there's a message that one of our Maharajas, Kadambakana Swami, he has been suffering intensely for the last 2 years, but still was holding Sankirtan everywhere. Now he's on water diet only. Anytime he may leave his body. But he's always smiling. He's not at all bothered. He knows where he's destined to. So this is the life of a Krishna conscious person. Material conditioning, material pains is of no consequence to him at all. This suffering is not meant for human life. Suffering, when you say that, what we mean, of course, suffering is there, bodily sufferings may be there. But when you are trying to release some pleasures, take some extra effort. Undue effort, which is very painful. Trying to achieve small things with a Herculean, Himalayan effort. This is waste of energy and time. This is not for human life. Not meant for, this is not the goal of human life. This is meant for hogs and dogs. That is stated by Rishabhadev, who is the father of Bharata and his 99 brothers. His expansion of Krishna only, a plenary expansion of Krishna, Rishabhadev. In Srimad Bhagavatam says that Nayam Deho Dehabhajanam Narloge Kashtan Kamana Harade Vidbujam Ye. He says that this is not meant for this kind of life full of misery. Is not meant for human beings. Human beings are not supposed to run after material pleasures, make some great efforts to achieve something which is very, very normal. So it is meant for higher goals. So he advises his sons that Tabo Divyam Putraga Yena Sattam. Tabo Divyam. He says you meditate on, do austerities for something which is Divyam, divine. Yena Sattam Shuddhaye. Sattva means internal organs. Sattam Shuddhaye. So it will be purifying your insides, your heart, your andakarana. Everything will be purified because of this meditating on divine. And what is the result? Brahma Saukyasmat, Brahma Saukyam tu Anandam. The result is that you're getting unlimited pleasures, unlimited bliss. So, highly intelligent, Krishna conscious yogis, they know where exactly the real pleasure is. And so they'll not be attracted by the dazzle of this material glittering. Material may be glittering. As they say in English, all that glitters is not gold. Same way, these material pleasures outwardly, externally, may be looking very appealing, attractive. But intelligent persons know that once you touch that, then you're hooked. Very difficult for you to get out of this. So they will keep always a safe distance from that. They will not be attracted. What is bare minimum only they will do, not more than that. It doesn't want to be addicted to these material snares provided by the Prakriti of Krishna. He's always looking for living entities who want to be away from Krishna. Suppose you want to be away from Krishna, immediately the Prakriti will catch hold of you. Prakriti or Maya will catch hold of you and put you, enslave her. But intelligent persons, they stay away from that. And how they do it is given in the next verse. Shaknodi heva yasodam prak sharira vimokshana kama krodhol bhavam begam sayukta sasukhi nara. Before giving up his pleasure, present body, if one is able to tolerate the urges of material sense and check the force of desire and anger, is well situated, happy in this life. So Shaknodi means if somebody is able. Sodham means one who can tolerate. One who can tolerate what? Kama, Krodha, Ulbhavam, Vegam. The desires, anger, Vega means force of desire, force. Urges. These urges of the body or matter, which is in form of lust and anger. If you can tolerate these urges, before leaving this body, prak sharira vimokshana, sayuktaha sasukhi nara. He is a person fit for liberation. The second chapter also, this is given. One who can tolerate this, verse 16, verse 15. Yam hi vyethayante de purusham purusharshabha sama dukkha sugham dhiram so amrutaya kalpade. Among the best among men, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. Yam hi vyethayante de purusharshabha sama dukkha sukham dhiram so amrutaya kalpade. Sukha and dukkha are two sides of a coin only. You toss a coin, sometimes heads will be there, sometimes tails will be there. The theory of probability states that it will be 50-50. So there is always pleasure and always unhappiness will be there, happiness and unhappiness. And this is basically because of urges. So there are urges of talk, urges of anger, urges of the mind, urge of the stomach, urge of the genitals, and urge of the tongue. Srila Rupa Goswami, who is our Acharya in our Parampara, disciple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had 6 disciples. We are glorifying them every day. Rupa Sanatana, Jiva Goswami, Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Raghunath Dasa Goswami, and Gopala Bhatta Goswami. 6 disciples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whom Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered and sent them to Vrindavan to excavate the pastimes areas of Krishna, where Krishna has displayed his pastimes, those areas or the places where Krishna had executed his pastimes, they rediscovered this, and then they were directed to write many scriptures on devotion service, and many of them, and all the 6 of them, wrote volumes of books. So Rupa Goswami was most prominent among them. So he wrote many great books, namely Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion, and then there is Nectar of Instruction, Upadeshamritam. And there is Ujjala Neelamani, Vidagdha Madhava, Lalita Madhava. So many books he has written. Among them, 2 basic books which we must follow, we are regularly following, is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion, and Nectar of Instruction, which is called Upadeshamrita. So Upadeshamrita contains just about only 11 verses. Recently, we had taken a seminar on Upadeshamrita. Every Friday we had this, and some devotees attended class. It went on for about 3-4 months. So basically deals with text 1 is the symptoms of a self-controlled Madhyama Adhikari. How is controlling this? Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Udra Jihva Vegam, Udra Uvashta Vegam, Edan Medan, Yo Sahedeva Dhira, Sadgurum Pratim Sashishya. So this person who is a acharya or guru, who is fit for guru, meaning who is eligible to be guru, he can control these 6 urges. He can accept devotees. So what are these urges? Urges of speech, urges of mind, and bodily urges. Bodily classified into 3 urges. Urges of speech, urges of mind, and bodily urges. Urges of speech, the force of speech, it's again divided into 3 categories. One category is the so-called jnanis, who will talk endlessly on scriptures, quoting this Upanishad, that Upanishad, verses from these Upanishads. And they are very well versed in the Upanishads and sometimes in, you can say, Vedanta Sutra also. And they'll talk endlessly, but they are impersonalists because they miss out on the main aspect of Vedas. Vedeshasa Ahameva Vedyam, that is understanding Krishna. They actually do not have a real understanding of the factual position of Krishna, and they mistake him for a normal human being who has been able to realize himself. So the Bhagavan, they don't give, they have real understanding of Bhagavan, so they don't have proper respect for Bhagavan. So their talks are useless, and they can bewilder you and can mislead you also. So this one type of speech. Another one is based on Vedas only, Karmakanda sections, where it gives you that the soul can enjoy so many different grades of pressure in upper planetary systems. So these people are generally called as karma mimamsis, karma mimamsa. According to them, karma is most important. By activity, which is mentioned in Vedas, will purify your existence and then promote you to higher planets where you can live very happily. And the third one is those who have got no connection with us, but who are just interested in sense gratification, And they'll be having so many experiences, material sense gratification. Went to that place, enjoy this. Went to the movies, wonderful movies. Went to a cricket match, and then enjoying with opposite sex. So many things are there, and they will endlessly talk endlessly, and people are very interested in hearing this. General public may not be very interested in jnanis or kamamimamsis, which are basically Veda oriented only. But they are very interested in a person who is expert in material sense gratification, one who is having a lot of experience on this. They'll talk endlessly. If you take if there's a meeting is there between from some friends, or sometimes you have the old students of association, something like that. Everywhere you find this, especially when you're getting old. You meet every year, and old students will come in, and then they'll have the 1 or 2 days, stay in one resort or something like that. And they'll talk endlessly about old times. And some persons who are very experts in enjoyment, he'll narrate his experience, and people will enjoy this, listening for 2 days consecutively or 3 days consecutively. This is happening everywhere. So such talks are there. It's basically sensory oriented. So this is other urges of talk. And then urge of mind. The second urge is based on mind only. One is unrestricted attachment. Unrestricted attachment, which is called avirodha priti. Virodha means restriction. Avirodha means unrestricted. And there is another urge, or urge which is a virodha yukta krodha, means if you are controlling something and some frustration is there, and that leads to anger only. So mind is always dwelling. Mind is always flickering between these two. Unrestricted enjoyment, and then anger due to restrictions. So mind basically is chief of all the senses. It's known as the 11th sense. And mind is, you can say, tinged or colored by its 3 gunas: Sattva-guna, Rajo-guna, and Tamo-guna. And according to the gunas which we are situated, we have different types of pleasures and enjoyment. Enjoy with mind, rather. So this type of attitude or mental attitude always ultimately lead you to a new body. What you are thinking about, the pleasures about, then you are converting into action. And ultimately, you are getting the reaction in the form of a new body in your next life. So mind is very important. The urges of mind has to be controlled, and these are the urges of mind. Basically, 2 urges is unrestricted attachment and anger arising from frustration of desires. The unrestricted attachment basically is fondness for the talk of Mayavadis. Like people are talking about the scriptures, and they'll feel, oh, he's a learned person, he's a scholarly person. What he's talking should be true, because actually he is not very convinced. The person, Jnani himself, is not very clear about his Siddhanta. He is a bit confused. He doesn't have a clear-cut philosophy, is not there. But he'll talk unrestrictedly. If you cannot convince, you confuse others. This is a strategy adopted by these Jnanis, and it finds a good popularity among the public. Public made thinks that he's a Jnani, he's a knowledgeable person, he's speaking so much on this one. So the fondness you have this with Jnanis, that is a unrestricted enjoyment. Then the fondness or beliefs of the Karmavadis, Mimams is the believer. what Karmavadis, when they talk about these higher planetary systems and enjoyment prevailing there, you tend to believe that, yes, it'd be really nice to be there. If we can go there, if we can make it there, then our whole life is blissful. And then enjoying the karmavadis, like that person who is an expert in sense gratification. So these are the types of urges of the mind. And anger is because of unfulfilled desires and not attaining the fruits of one's activities and not attaining liberation also. Jnanis are interested in liberation. If he is not attaining liberation, he is angry. Karma Mimamsas always interested in promoting to upper planetary systems. If he is not able to do that, he is frustrated, he becomes angry. So we have seen the urges of speech and urges of mind, and finally we have urges of bodily urges. You can say bodily urges. We call them urge of the tongue, urge of the belly, and urge of the genitals. So these are basically the six way. This six urges is basically split into three groups. And in the body, you have the three kinds of urges. Basically, tongue means is always relishing all the unpalatable dishes, eating all kinds of junk food. People are interested in doing that. Joints where they serve you fast food. You find a lot of people gathering there, eating outside in the street. There will be so many wagons will be there, some kind of carts. In the carts, they'll put this all those fast food, and people will be there flocking together and getting some foods. It's very popular now. Then urge of the belly. Urge of the tongue means people are relishing the taste. Belly means they want a huge quantity. Some people can eat 4 or 5 times or even 6 times every day. Normally, you are supposed to eat only 3 times, and that too gradually is minimizing this quantity. Normally, people take a good breakfast and then medium lunch, and the dinner will be in namesake only. This is what Shastras preach you. Morning means it will be better to take good food and good quantity, because it is after our break of almost 10 hours, we are taking a breakfast. Breakfast means itself break the fast. You're being fasting from night, maybe from 10 o'clock to morning 8 o'clock, so almost 10 to 12 hours. And then it's better to take a good food there, and then gradually reduce it when you come to lunch, and then keep it very sparse in for the dinner. This is system. Vedas say that you should take only 50% of the capacity of a stomach, 25% should be for water, and 25% for the circulation of air. 50% should be should be filled with food, 25% water, and 25% air, in circulation of air. This is the optimum yukta hara viharasya in the shloka is given. Then, of course, there's urge of genitals also. Genitals urges are 2 types. One is illicit, and licit and illicit. Licit means when you are properly married, and then when you're having a legitimate relationship with a woman, which is classified as your wife. And illicit means any relationship outside this marriage, or any relationship which is not in tune with the nature. This is illicit. So everyone who wants to control himself should strictly follow this. Strictly able to control these 6 urges. That is given was Shaknodi Havaya Sodam Prak Sharir Mokshnat Kama Krodholbom Vegam. That person is fit for liberation and is always happy while residing in this body also. like given that is given in the 11th cat, Kaya and Manasa, sorry. Sarvakarmani Manasa Sanyasaste Sukham Vashi Navadware Pure Dehi Nakurvan Nakare. Sukham Vashi is residing very happily in this body itself because he's not at all, agitated by these urges. You're always agitated because of whether you actually do it or not. These urges, the agitation will be always there in your mind. So people are always agitated. Every day, every moment, this is happening. This agitation is going on. Yes, Gnamaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Actually, what are the three urges of speech?
Urges of speech are three types. One, you are a jnana, is you are talking endlessly on scriptures, without actually realizing the real truth. He is a scholar and he's very interested in showing off his scholarship. Pandita, he will be talking endlessly on scriptures, Vedanta Sutra, but actually he has not realized Krishna. So he can say this is a word jugglery. This is the first one. Second one is as Karma Mimamsa. You have seen that sloka is in second chapter. Yam Imam Pushpidam Vajam. That verse, second chapter, 41, 43 to 44, 45. Three verses are Yam Imam Pushpidam Vajam. Pravadandi Avivashtida. Vedavadarada Prata Nanyadasti Devadina. Sakamatmana Swargavara Janma Karma Bharasap. They are talking endlessly in Vedas of Karma session. And they say that real enjoyment is what is called attaining elevation to heavenly planets, resulting good birth. Next, if you are living this in this life itself, in this earth itself, being born in a very high aristocratic family, lot of opulence, power, Janma Aishwarya, Shri Bhir, Kundi Devi space in a glorification, no? Kundi Studi. She says Janma Aishwarya, aristocratic birth, opulence, and then knowledge, and then beauty. So everybody thinks that this is actually what is good life is all about. So the good life based on Vedas, which is the speech of the Karma Mimamsis.
And the third one is no connection with Vedas, only enjoying.
I just enjoying, just enjoyment. And yes, there are so many experts enjoying, no? Yes. And they'll talk. They have been to that place. They have been this place. I have been on vacation in Singapore, and what happened? 7 days. How we spent that days in Singapore, and they endlessly talk. Here also they'll talk endlessly.
Yes, Prabhuji.
These are three urges. So if you can tolerate that, then you will be fit for. And the last one is you andha sugha andhararatmas tada andha jyotirevaya. One whose happiness is within, who is active within, who rejoices within, and his aim is within, everything is within. Okay, andha, inside. So he doesn't have to go outside. He doesn't have to depend on others. Outside means you are always depending on others, on all other objects. If something is taken away from you, you'll be very unhappy. If something is given to you, you'll be happy. If somebody slaps you, you are unhappy. If somebody gives you a garland, you are happy. So your happiness and unhappiness is depending on others and other objects. See what a pathetic situation it is to be dependent on others for your happiness. That means actually you are being a toy in the hands of external things. But the person who is deriving happiness inside, understanding that you are soul and you're part of Krishna only, and then enjoying with the bliss of your awareness, such a person is fit for, and after this leaving his body, he is definitely going back to spiritual world. So there is a difference between person who is enjoying externally and the person who is enjoying internally. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Right, Signamaji. Can render.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Pranadaladaine. हिरण्यकशिपुर्वक्षः शिलटङ्कानखालये इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह बहिर्नरसिंह हृदयेर्नरसिंह नरसिंहमदि शरणं प्रपदे तव करकमलबरे नखामद्भुतशृङ्गम् दालिता हिरण्यकशिपुतनुभृङ्गम् केशवधृत नरहरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरहरि 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 जय नरहरि जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल ओं उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्यु नमामि ओं उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्यु नमामि उग्रं
महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं
नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्यु नमामि श्री नरसिंह जय नरसिंह जय
जय जय श्री नरसिंह
प्रहलादीश
जय पद्ममुख पद्मभृंग
श्री नरसिंह जय नरसिंह जय जय श्री नरसिंह प्रहलादीश जय
जय पद्ममुख पद्मभृंग
श्री नरसिंह जय जय श्री नरसिंह प्रहलादीश जय पद्ममुख पद्मभृंग सर्व विघ्न विनाशक नरसिंह भगवान की जय
Jai. Thank you. Vancha kalpadruvescha.
कृपा सिंधु भय वज्र पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
Nandagodi Vaishnavrinda ki.
जय
Prabhupada ki.